talk a little Georgia recruiting. Hey, you can't land all of the 5 stars, but Georgia does their best to land as many as they can. Jackson Cantwell, it goes to Miami, but the best way to get over missing on a 5-star, a scavenger hunt. And that's exactly what we're going to have in Athens this weekend. Kirby Smart bringing in some talented prospects. A couple official visitors I want to hit on first. We'll start with the 5-star offensive lineman. Great time to bring him in. Darius Gray. Now, Rusty, he's trending to LSU. What does Georgia need to do on this trip?
Well, the first thing they do is get him on campus, and that's you don't get him on campus without that. Young man coming out of Virginia, he'll be in town this weekend. Georgia gets really one of the first shots as this momentum starts picking up with this. It's crazy to say, Josh, that like here we are mid-May, and now it's go time. Like all these official visit weekends, I've never seen Georgia have this many this early. It tells you how sped up it is. But if you're going to get someone like Darius Gray, you got to get him on campus. Georgia's got a chance to just kind of show him this weekend what's around Athens.
Yeah, they're bringing in upwards of 8, 9 official visitors, and we're still in the month of May. Yeah, you're right. This is like what we see in mid-June. This is yes. Prime recruiting territory right here now in May. Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little wide receiver. We got 2 of them coming in. Ryan Mosley out of Carrollton, Georgia, and Jalen Lott out of Texas. Probably a little bit more ground to make up on Lott. Do I have that right?
Yeah, I would imagine so right now. And again, that goes in the same area with Darius Gray. If you're going to get a player like this, you got to bring them in. You're going to sit down. When you leave this weekend, Jalen Lott, all his questions have to be answered about Georgia. That's all of it. Where I'm going to live, how will you develop me, what's the academic support, what's the NIL type package here, what are we looking at? All those questions have to be kind of answered. You leave no stone unturned. So you get a player like that coming in from Texas. I think Georgia understands how important this visit is. If you look at Ryan Mosley, this is a kid they've been on for a long time out of Carrollton. Some people like him at DB. I think Georgia likes him best at wide receiver. Played with Juju Lewis. It's a kid that's really explosive, playmaker. James Coley has been locked in here a while. I really like where Georgia sits with him going into this official visit.
All right, one more OV we got to hit on. That's linebacker Nick Abrams out of Maryland. He's going to be on campus. Who's Georgia's biggest competition here?
Whoever wants to be, I think. You look at Nick Abrams, this is a guy that's a take for whoever. These visits are the most important thing for Nick Abrams. Is Glenn Schumann went up there last week, spent some time with he and his family, went to dinner with those guys. This is a kid at Georgia. You got guys like Xavier Griffin, committed to USC in-state. He's a kid at Georgia's recruiting. Tyler Atkinson, 30 minutes up the street, maybe number 1 linebacker in America. They're on him hard. But Georgia's also made Nick Abrams a priority. Glenn Schumann is locked in there. He's done a really good job with guys he's been locked in on. I'm very interested to see what happens right here after this visit, because I can tell you follow the footsteps and you follow the visits. Glenn Schumann's put in some time on Nick Abrams up in Maryland.
Yeah. All right. One unofficial visit that really piques my interest is Kamari Brooks out of Bogart, Georgia, 6'3", 230-pound edge. This seems like a fierce battle between Bama and Georgia. How important is this visit this weekend?
This visit for him, Josh, I think since January, I think this is his 12th or 13th visit to Georgia. People might go, whoa, what are you talking about? He's only about 15 minutes from campus. He is right outside of Athens in North Oconee, defending state champions. Great program there. But listen, Alabama and Christian Robinson are not going away easy right here on him. They've got him recruited. He's probably one of their top edge guys, but this is a guy that Georgia's been locked in on. I saw him play in the state championship game. After I left that state championship game, I was like, this guy is different caliber. I think Georgia recognizes that. This might be their top targeted edge in the 2026 class.
All right, let's circle back to that Jackson Cantwell decision that went in Miami's direction. What's next? What's the focus? If you're a Dogs HQ reader, who are you telling them to focus on when it comes to offensive line targets?
Well, they're going to have one in this weekend, and they're going to have a young man out of Raven Gap High School, Wilson Zaire. I think I pronounced his name. Auburn and Michigan's involved. This is a 6'6", 280-pound tackle, and this is the guy that's going to be on official. I haven't written a lot about him. This wasn't a reaction of yesterday. This was already a done deal. Okay. I think when you start looking nationally, you start talking about a guy that's already been on campus, Malachi Lee. He's already taken his OV, young man from out of Hawaii. I know this. I told this after that visit. I'm not sure that Georgia gets him, but Georgia's a lot better situation than I thought here. Stacy Searles flew all the way. The first day he was able to go, he went all the way to Hawaii. People are like, man, well, that's not a hard thing to do. You only get one day there. So you have to, 1 day of travel, you spend a lot too, just spending 12, 14 hours with a young man. They've already used their official visit. This is what I want to watch here. I know his June is booked up with a lot of schools. Can Georgia get him back to campus maybe for an unofficial? Because I can tell you he was a priority going into this week. I think he's even more of a priority. Obviously, you look at Akini Oboko out of North Carolina. His brother's at Georgia. He's at South Garner. He's up in Garner, North Carolina. His brother's there. Notre Dame, Clemson, Georgia, all in a battle for this guy. 6'6", 285 pounds. Been on campus a lot. That's another guy that a lot of people in Georgia bring his name up. Obviously, with the connection with his brother already at Georgia. That's not a slam dunk. He ends up there, but this is a target that Georgia definitely would love to have.
All right. Well, Georgia's sitting with the 6th ranked class in America. Looking for more this weekend with the scavenger hunt. Guys, go check out Dogs HQ. They have a ton of information about this weekend. We'll see you later, Rusty. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Josh.